everyone, welcome to this Flowing Through the Warriors yoga practice. We're going to start in a seated position. This can either be hero's pose, you can come to sit on your bum, or of course you can come to lie down. Finding length through the spine, rolling the shoulders up to the ears and down the back. Softening the gaze or closing your eyes. And start to connect to the breath. Inhaling through the nose, feeling the belly expand. And exhaling through the nose as well, if that's available to you. Feeling it all soften. Relaxing the jaw, relaxing the eyes and the forehead. And setting an intention for yourself for this yoga practice. That can be to either just get to the end of the flow, or you could choose to be mindful and to be present throughout the yoga flow. Rubbing the palms together to create some heat. And bringing the warmth to your heart space. Gently blinking the eyes open. We're going to start with some side bends, so grounding down through the left hand, inhaling, extend through the right arm, and exhaling to bend to the left. Inhaling, moving to the other side, exhaling to bend. And make sure that you're breathing through the poses as well. We don't want to hold our breath. Inhaling up, exhaling to bend. And rooting down through the right glute. Inhaling up, exhale to bend. Rooting down through the left glute. Inhaling up, one more on each side, exhaling to bend. Inhaling up, exhale to bend. Inhaling up, placing your right hand on your left knee, bringing the left hand behind you, inhaling to find length. And exhaling to twist over to the left. You can use your hand as an anchor. Trying to twist from the thoracic spine, this top bit. Trying not to yank the neck over. Lengthening with each inhale and maybe finding a little more twist with the exhale. Coming over to the other side, inhaling to find length and exhaling to twist. Finding length with the inhale and maybe finding a little more twist with the exhale. Coming back to centre, and we're going to come over onto all fours. The shoulders are going to be stacked over the wrists. hips are going to be stacked over the knees. Rooting down through the hands, your fingers are wide. The toes can be tucked or untucked. Coming to our cat and cow pose. With our inhale, we're going to lower the belly, lift through the chest, pulling back through the hands to find our cow pose. And with the exhale, we're going to tuck through the tailbone, we're pushing through the hands, chin comes towards the chest, we're doming through the back, into our cat. And you can move with the breath, so with each inhale you come into cow, with each exhale you come into your cat. Or when you inhale and come into your cow, you can stay here for a few more breaths. Feeling the breath around the body. And then on your next exhale, pushing through the hands, doming through the back into your cat. And staying here for a few breaths, again feeling the breath in the body. Do what works for you. Coming back to centre, extending this right leg back, maybe catching some air, squeezing the glute, bringing the right leg to the side so it's in line with your hip, and then coming into some cats and cows again, but feeling the stretch in the right leg, in the inner thigh. Coming back to centre, bringing this right leg back, squeezing the glute, bringing it down to the mat, and coming over to the other side, squeezing the left glute, bringing this left leg round in line with the hip, and coming back into some cats and cows with the breath, feeling the stretch in the inner thigh. I forgot to say you can have a soft bend through the knee if you need. Coming back to centre, extending through the left leg, squeezing the glute, and then bringing it down to the mat. Coming to sit onto your heels. And we're going to go through some wrist stretches. I know that can be very intense on the wrists, and the flow that we've got, it is going to be quite intense on the wrist. We're coming to downward facing dog a lot. We're going to be flowing through the warriors, and to connect the warriors, we are going to be coming into downward facing dog quite a bit. Clasp the hands together, circling for 5 one way, and then circling for 5 the other way. I maybe did a little bit more. Bringing the hands in front of you, fingers are wide and pointing to the ceiling, and then bringing the fingers down to the mat. Go between the two, trying to stay length, trying to find length through the arms. I find this quite tricky. Nice. And then we're going to bring our hands to the front of the mat, maybe a little bit further than you did with your all fours. We're going to tuck the toes, pushing through the hands, pushing through the feet, our knees lift, and then pushing further back, bringing the hips up to the sky. Maybe we want to pedal out through the knees. Before finding some stillness, pushing through the hands, bringing the shoulders to the ears, bending through the knees if you need, trying to keep some length in the spine. The heels don't have to be down. Tiptoeing our feet to the top of the mat. Finding your halfway lift with your inhale. Exhaling, finding your forward fold. Inhaling up, root to rise, arms extend above. And exhale, bring in the hands by your side, palms facing forwards into your mountain pose. Softening the shoulders. Inhaling the arms up. Exhaling into your forward fold. Inhaling into your halfway lift. Placing the hands down, bending the knees, walking back into your downward facing dog. Maybe pedaling some more through the feet, bending the knees before finding some stillness. On your next inhale, you're going to extend the right leg up into your one-legged downward dog. Bringing the knee into the chest and stepping your right leg, your right foot to the top of the mat. We're going to come into our warrior one. So we're going to move this back foot a little bit further in and a little bit further out of the mat. The foot's going to be at a 45-degree angle, so my toes are facing the corner of the room. Bending through this front leg. You can use your thigh for stability. Inhaling, the arms extend overhead. And this is your warrior one. Remembering to breathe, feeling the stretch at the back of the leg. And I want you to find some movement in any way that you want. I'm going to be placing my hands on my hips. I'm going to be circling them one way and circling them the other way. In yoga, the poses can be quite static. Sometimes it's nice to find some movement, to see how it feels in the body, maybe challenge your balance. Bringing the arms overhead. Bringing the hands down to the floor, stepping the back foot back, and then joining it with your right foot. Inhaling, the left leg extends, knee comes into your chest, stepping the left foot forward, bringing the right foot in and out at a 45-degree angle, bending through the front leg, inhaling into your warrior one, and again finding some movement, maybe circling through the hips with me, maybe finding something else that feels nice. Remember to breathe. Bringing the hands down, stepping back with the feet into your downward facing dog. Finding some stillness. Maybe catching the breath before inhaling the right leg up. Knee comes into your chest. Right foot steps in between the hands. Twist the back foot so your toes are facing the left side. The outside of your foot is going to be parallel with the back of your mat. Bending through the front knee. Bringing the arms up. One in front, one behind. And this is your warrior two. bending through the front knee, feeling a nice stretch through the back leg. Remembering to breathe. Inhaling the arms up, extend through the front leg. Exhaling to bend back into your warrior two. We'll do that a couple more times. Inhale, extend. Exhale to bend. Inhale, extend. Exhale to bend. Flip through the front palm and exhale back into your reverse warrior. Windmilling the hands forward into the mat, twisting onto your tippy toes, pushing back into your downward facing dog. Inhaling, the left leg extends. Bringing your knee into your chest, the left foot comes between the hands, bending through the front knee, twisting the back foot down. Inhaling up, extending through the arms into your warrior two. Inhaling to extend through the arms and the front leg, and exhaling to bend. A few more times. Inhale to extend, exhale to bend. Inhale to extend and exhale to bend. Flipping the front palm, coming back into your reverse warrior. Remember to breathe. Bringing the hands down to the top of the mat, twisting down on that back foot. Pushing back into your downward facing dog. If at any point you need to come into a child's pose or you need to sit and stretch through the wrists, please do so. Inhaling the right leg up, knee comes into your chest, right foot is planted down. Coming into your warrior two, again bending through the front leg. And this time bringing your right forearm to your right thigh. Your palm is going to be facing up. And bringing the left arm overhead, opening through the chest. The chest should be facing the left side of the room. Maybe bringing this arm, the left arm, parallel with the ear. Remember to breathe. Coming back into your reverse warrior. Maybe extending through the front leg. Finding our triangle pose, we're moving forward, hinging from the hips. You can move your back foot in a little bit if you need. Using the front leg for stability, bring the left arm to the sky, opening through the chest. You can have a soft bend in your knee if that's needed. Bending through the front knee and coming back into your downward facing dog. Inhaling the left leg up, bringing the left foot forwards, coming into your warrior two. Bringing the left forearm to the left thigh, Palm is facing up. Bring in the right arm to the sky. Chest is lifted and open. Maybe bring in the right arm parallel with the ear. Moving back into our reverse warrior. Extending through the left leg. Finding our triangle pose, moving forward. You can step this foot in if you need. Using the leg for support. Arm is up. And bringing the hands down. Coming back into your downward facing dog. So that's our warrior 1, 2, and reverse warrior. Inhaling the right leg up. Bringing the foot to the front of the mat. Coming into our warrior 1, bringing the foot in and out into our 45-degree angle, bending through the front leg, inhaling up into our warrior 1. Bringing the hands to your back, to your sacrum, and clasping them. Extending through the hands, lifting the chest slightly. And exhaling over and sort of in between to the inside of the front leg. We'll bring in the arms up overhead. And this is our humble warrior. Dropping the head. Unclasping the hands. Bringing this left foot back. And coming into our downward facing dog. On the other side, inhale the left leg. Bringing the left foot to the top of the mat. Bringing the right foot out and in, 45-degree angle. Inhaling up into our warrior 1. Bringing the hands to the sacrum. If you clasp one way, so say mine would be my right finger is in front, clasp the other way so your left finger is in front, or vice versa. Lengthening through the arms, lifting the chest slightly. And exhaling to the inside of the left leg, dropping the head into your humble warrior, bringing the arms overhead. Remembering to breathe. Unclasping the hands. Bringing the right foot back, bringing the left leg back into our downward facing dog. And I think here we can come into a child's pose. We've done so well so far. Stay in here for a few breaths. Trying to slow the breath down, giving the wrists and the legs a bit of a rest. We're going to come back up into our downward facing dog. Inhale the right leg up, bringing the right foot forwards. We're going to have a play with warrior 3. So we're going to have a play with our balance. We're going to come up first into a high lunge. So we're bringing our right foot's in front, we're bending through the front leg, we're coming onto the left foot tippy toes, using the front leg if you need for stability, inhaling up into our high lunge. Maybe bringing the hands to the hips and bringing the back foot in slightly. Bending forwards, bending over the front foot, pushing down through the big toe, focusing on one point that's a little bit further up from your mat. And maybe having a play with lifting the back foot off the mat. Maybe bringing the hands back. You can have a small bend in the front leg. Embrace the wobbles. And coming back into our high lunge. Bringing the hands down to the mat. Pushing back into our downward facing dog, coming onto the other side, left leg up to the front of the mat. Finding stability before lifting up into our high lunge. Bringing the hands to the hips, bending forwards over the front foot, bringing the foot in a little bit. Coming onto the toes, pushing down through the front big toe, looking at one point just in front of your mat, maybe having a play with lifting this back foot. If you can find some balance, maybe bringing the arms back into your warrior three. And coming back into your high lunge. Bringing the hands down, pushing back into your downward facing dog. Maybe pedaling out through the feet. It might feel nice to bring the knees down, walk the hands back, tuck the toes, and come and sit on your heels. Catching your breath. Balancing on one of your feet can be very intense. So sometimes I think this feels really nice after a warrior three or a tree pose. Something where your foot is grounding down and it's active and you're balancing, and we're not used to that sometimes in our bodies, so it feels nice to sort of have a counteractive stretch for the feet. Coming back into our downward facing dog, inhaling the right leg up, bringing the right foot forwards, twisting the back foot, coming into our warrior two, finding our side angle pose. We're going to have a play with this. The last warrior, I'm facing the wrong way around. The other warrior is bound warrior or bound side angle pose. It's very intense. Have a play around with it, but we will go through some options before we get to bound warrior. So we're in our side angle pose. Arm can be where it feels most comfortable. Maybe bringing the left hand to your hip. Maybe bringing it to your sacrum. Maybe bringing it onto your right thigh. Maybe deepening the stretch, bringing your right hand down to the inner foot. And then maybe finding your bound warrior by clasping the hands underneath. Breathing into the belly. Coming back into your side angle pose. Bringing the left hand down. Inhaling into your twisted lunge. You can bring the back knee down if that's most comfortable, or you can keep it lifted. Pushing back into our downward facing dog, coming onto the other side. Inhale the left leg up, bringing the foot forwards, twisting the back foot down, coming into our warrior two. Coming into our side angle pose. You know your options, either bringing the hand to your hip, to the sacrum, to the left thigh. Maybe deepening the pose by bringing the hand down. Maybe finding your bound warrior. Chest is lifted. Coming into your side angle, bringing the right hand down into your twisted lunge, pushing through the right hand, knee can be dropped down, and coming into your downward facing dog, pedaling out through the feet. Trying to catch your breath. You can come into a child's pose if that feels good. We're gonna now run through all of the warriors in one instead of having the downward facing dog to break them up a little bit. So we're gonna come into our warrior one, our humble warrior, our warrior two, our reverse warrior, our warrior three, and our bound warrior. So we've got this. I know it's a lot, but I have faith in everyone. We are all warriors, and I want everyone to think like a warrior as we're going through all of them. Maybe catching your breath for a little bit longer in your child's pose. Before coming back into your downward facing dog. We have got this. Inhaling the right leg up, bringing the right foot, to the front of the mat. Coming into your warrior one. Keep breathing. Clasping the hands behind your back. Extending through the arms. Coming forwards to find your humble warrior. Coming back up into our warrior one. We're going to find our warrior two from here, moving your back foot into your warrior two. Flipping through the palm, come back into your reverse warrior. Windmilling the hands down into your runner's lunge. Inhaling up into your high lunge. You can bring the back foot in a little bit. Bringing the hands to your hips or behind you. Coming forwards, maybe lifting up into our warrior three. Pushing down through the big toe. Coming back into your high lunge. Coming into your warrior two, finding your side angle, maybe finding your bound warrior, finding your side angle again, finding your twisted lunge. The back knee can be dropped if needed. Coming into your downward facing dog, and we've got one more side to go. Inhaling the left leg up, bringing the left foot forwards, coming into your warrior one. Clasping the hands, remember the other way round. Finding some lift in the chest before coming forwards into your humble warrior. Coming back up into your warrior one. Finding warrior two from here. Finding your reverse warrior. Coming into your runner's lunge. Finding your high lunge. You can bring the back foot in if needed. Coming forwards, maybe coming into your warrior three. Pushing down through the big toe, embrace the wobbles. Coming back into your high lunge. Finding your warrior two. Finding your side angle. Maybe finding your bound warrior. Coming into your side angle. Your twisted lunge. And into your downward facing dog, pedal out through the feet. Bending through the knees, looking forwards. You can jump, hop, float, step into a seated pose. Oh, that was a lot. We're going to bring our feet forwards, letting the feet go out to the sides, bending through the knees, coming into a lazy seated forward fold, letting the head go, closing the eyes and catching the breath. Rolling up. You can keep your leg extended to come into our Lord of the Fishes pose, or you're going to bring your right foot to the side and you're going to bring your left foot over. Bringing the right arm in, you're going to use your left knee as an anchor. Bringing the left arm back. Inhaling to find lift and exhaling to twist. Remembering to breathe. Coming onto the other side. Remember, you can extend through the bottom leg or you can tuck it in. Make sure you ground down through both of the glutes. Using your leg as an anchor, bringing the right arm back, inhaling to find length, and exhale to twist. Finding seated pigeon, We're going to bring our right ankle across our left knee, or just above our left knee. You're going to bring your hands behind you, bend through the left leg, and you can stay here, or if you want it a bit deeper, you can move your bum closer to the foot. And make sure you're not drooping into your shoulders. Push through the hands. Push the right knee. So you've got a nice stretch. We're going to swap these out, bringing the left ankle over, bending the right leg. You can come closer if you need a bit more of a stretch. Pushing the left knee, pushing through the hands. Remember to breathe. We're going to come down. We can roll down onto our backs, bringing the left knee in, and we're going to push the left knee across into our reclined supine twist. You can bring your hand to your knee. Switching sides. Staying here for a few breaths. And coming into your Shavasana, bringing your feet wider than the mat, letting your feet fall out heavy. Bringing the arms wider than your mat, palms facing up. Make sure you're comfy before you take an inhale through the nose and sigh it out through the mouth. Stay in your Shavasana. I'm going to come to a seat so I can hold the space. Closing the eyes or softening the gaze in your Shavasana. Softening the forehead, softening the jaw. Connecting back to the breath. Coming back to your intention. I've got a little quote that I just wanted to share with you. I thought it really resonated with this warrior flow. It's by Maya Angelou, and she has said, "I can be changed by what happens to me, but I refuse to be reduced by it." Please stay in your Shavasana if you've got the time to do it. But if you're coming out with me, bring some movement into your fingers, into your toes, wiggle them around. Take a nice big stretch overhead, point the toes, extend the arms. Bring your knees into your chest and give yourself a good squeeze. Rolling on to one side, gently lifting yourself up into a seated position. Closing down the eyes again if they're not closed already. Bringing the palms into your chest. Blinking the eyes open. Thank you so much for being here and for coming to join me in my Flowing Through the Warriors yoga practice.